Last time, Total Party Guild.
Wait,
We are
is this
running.
something we're actually doing?
We're
Yeah,
actually
no, for
doing
sure.
it.
I'm done.
We're stuffing
with
it
this
here.
one.
It's been
We're gonna call
nothing
it the
but
cursed
problems.
episode. We're gonna release 2 of them next weekend. Welcome, heroes, to tonight's Total Party Guild, your weekly retro wave-inspired D&D podcast. I'm Sean Rowe, and I will be your DM for this story arc. Tonight, the guild is hiring
Vanessa Otero playing Jewel Von Onyx, human bard.
Jeremy Blackheart playing Brilliance B. Red Moon, a tiefling fighter hexblade.
Justin Lamb playing Stenel Bjornsson, the halfling barbarian.
Last time on Total Party Guild, we had a cursed episode. It took us 3 weeks and 4 hours to record 10 minutes of audio, so we cut it short and dropped in here. What happened last time was the party had a brief moment to interview a Lord Strangenfell and find out that he is the leading edge of the possible invasion, maybe, of West Bank, or the beginning of an army of brain dogs, or something that involves the brain canisters. The party, realizing that they didn't have any more questions to ask and weren't really sure where to proceed, decided to leave. And that's as far as we got. So that's where we stand right now, outside the gates of the manor of Lord Strangenfell, as Lord Strangenfell, sitting inside his cozy, warm room, still enchanted by the spell of suggestion, just waiting there for the party to continue to ask questions for the next 7.5 hours. Party, what do you wish to do?
That was fucking crazy, right?
We should run. We should move away. Let's move to Bantham. Let's move to Perth. No, wait, not Perth.
Perth's fine with me.
Probably
like a
not
dragon there to protect me. Go. Let's move quickly and just walk down the street. Those guys are probably intellect devourers.
Is this one of those things where we can burn the house down and then move? Because we should do that.
Pack our bags and move away?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think we should go to the guild and we need to tell them what the fuck's going on. I feel my connection is still there. So I don't know if he's just going to sit there forever and wait or what, but maybe we can I can just keep that connection as long as I can until we can get as far away as we can, or at least to the guild, right? Let's go to the guild.
Wait, have you ever been to Alabaster? Is it nice to live there?
No, the whole 13 Crowns district or region is just a shit show.
So as you guys begin to move away from the mansion, again, this is a beautiful area of West Bank, and it's not very crowded or busy. What you do notice as you begin moving down the streets is a carriage leaves the gates of the manor and slowly begins to move behind you guys. As they rolled a 1 on their not being seen check.
Guys, I think we're being followed.
Should this be one of those situations where we start walking faster and then they start rolling faster and then we start jogging and then they start, whipping the horses and then we start sprinting?
Maybe we can duck down some alleyways that you can't get horses down and then climb up one of these buildings and sneak or something.
Ready to follow your lead.
Are there alleyways?
Yeah, there's alleyways here, although they are larger than in more compact areas of West Bank. It's still small enough where a cart wouldn't be able to make its way through it. Again, it's cleaner and nicer, so it's not like got crates or trash or anything like that down the alleyways as well. It's definitely this is where people would load carts and stuff like that down the sides of it. So,
Yeah, let's do that.
Natural.
so you guys just duck down an alleyway real quick.
Casually.
You casually duck down an alleyway. So you move down the alleyway. There is several ladders attached to the sides of the buildings. It was the plan to go ahead and start climbing right away.
I want to be out of sight of them before we start climbing anything.
Just ducking down the alleyway is enough to break line of sight.
Yeah, but enough so where if they come up to look down the alleyway, they can't see us climbing up a ladder.
Yeah.
I see. Then you would probably have to exit this alleyway and go to a different one.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's no interconnected, it's just a dead end.
It's just a long straight shot between 2 buildings and it pops out on the other side.
On a
Are there any
different street.
doors or anything?
Yeah, there's a handful of doors.
Just want to hop into one of these casually?
I'm going to use minor illusion to make a 5-foot wall.
Okay, what's the wall look like?
It blends into whatever the building adjacent looks like.
Okay. You do that, and the wall appears behind you, and you can hear the cart begin to slow to a roll down the alleyway.
Wait, I thought you said it couldn't fit.
No, it like you know when you see street chases in movies where the cop car stops at the end of the alley. That's what I meant. It's not like going down the alley. It stops so that way you could see the door if you could, but now you have an illusionary wall in the way.
I pull out my heavy crossbow.
Do we just run?
Oh.
Yeah, it goes out the other side straight away.
Okay. We can, I mean, yeah.
You guys start running?
Yes.
All right. Go ahead and roll athletics checks as you hear the pounding footsteps of several guards running behind you.
I'm gonna fall to the rear. Make sure Jewel and B get ahead of me.
That's a 3 for Jewel.
25.
Oh no.
All right, so you have to really slow down, Stennel, in order to be behind Jewel.
I mean, he only rolled a
16.
5, so he doesn't have to slow down that much.
He rolled a 25.
Oh, I thought he said 5, and I was like, oh, cool.
No, 25. Yeah.
He just picks me up and carries me.
B, you come racing to the front. You guys are almost to the end of the alleyway when you see two of the guards run right through your illusionary wall. And they have rifles in their hands as they are chasing you down. As this guy's a rich dude. Go ahead and roll an initiative check.
Oh, 21. I can wait till you ask.
Jewel, what'd you roll?
21.
Then what'd you get?
4.
B, what do you get?
14.
Okie dokie. You see that there's two guys in a tiny alleyway. They're running side by side, but staggered a little bit behind you guys. B's at the end of the alleyway. So B, if you want, you could actually duck around and get around the side of it. But Jewel and Stennel are behind you. They've got probably another 20, 25 feet to go before they can get around the outside edge of the alleyway. And Jewel, you are first to go. So if you want, you could make it to the end of the alley and around the corner with your movement.
How far away are they from us?
They're about 25 feet behind you.
Okay. Sorry, I was looking at the range on hypnotic pattern, but that would put me and Stennel. I guess I could pass it. If I cast it behind them, they'd still be affected by it, even though, like, without affecting us, right? They have to be.
Yeah, as long as they're in the area. You just pick an area.
Yeah, so I will pick the area around them, just past the, or just at the wall, or just past the wall, so that it encompasses that whole area, and cast hypnotic pattern back at them. And then I will, as the pink. Nope, sorry. I'm thinking because I'm panicking. I cast this with the Cittern. So as the sound waves or shock waves kind of flow out of the Cittern towards them, they have to roll with disadvantage, wisdom saving throw. And then I activate Mantle of Inspiration. So Stennel and I can use our reactions to go move our movement on top of that. And we also get temporary hit points
Cool.
each. And B can see me, he can do it.
All right, what's the wisdom save?
It is 15, and that's at disadvantage.
Okay, so the guy in the front passed, and the guy behind him failed. So what's that effect do?
Sorry. Each creature in the area who sees the pattern must make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, the creature becomes charmed for the duration. While charmed by the spell, the creature is incapacitated and has a speed of 0. It ends for an affected creature if it takes damage, or if someone else uses an action to shake the creature out of its stupor.
Okay, so you see,
This also cancels your suggestion.
Well, they're already coming after us, so.
Yeah.
that was my next question I was going to ask. Okay, so you see the guy be in the rear slow down and then just like stop and like stare at all the pretty lights that he can see. The other guy continues running after you. Did you want to use your movement?
Yes.
Okay, so you come flying around the outside edge of the alleyway.
Same.
Yeah. And okay, Stennel's.
Yeah. As long as you two are ahead of me, I'm bringing up the rear.
Right, so that was your action, your bonus action, and your movement. Or do you still have movement?
I still have movement, but I don't want to get too crazy far ahead. But I will move I guess I'll just move the additional 30 feet. Is there anybody on this?
When you come flying out on that side, there are a handful of bystanders that are just slowly walking down the street. This looks like more of a market area with several nice higher end shops along this side here. You see a tea shop, and you see like a jewelry and a clothier. So as you come flying around the outside edge, that's what you see.
Okay.
We need to blend in as I brandish my heavy crossbow.
Okay, so that was Jules' action. The rifleman, you guys now, all three of you guys moved around the outside edge, right?
hmm
Okay, so you can't see what he's doing. And then it drops to B. B's action.
My action will be to make a laser pistol, and then my bonus action will be to load it.
Alrighty. Are you gonna move?
And then, yes, then I'll move down the street following Joel.
Okay.
So I wave my left hand over the bracelet on my right arm, and then a small alien-looking laser pistol materializes in my hand from space dust. And then I reach in the side pocket and slap an energy cell into it, and it whirs to life.
Awesome. So B, you did that, and you kept up with Jewel at that point in time. That drops us to Stenel. Stenel, you're next.
Well, I don't have eyes on the guy, right?
Right.
Okay. So I just want to clarify. I own 2 heavy crossbows.
Yeah.
And I have the double attack move. So if I've got a double cross or a heavy crossbow in each hand, like, could I fire both on the same turn?
At disadvantage.
I was gonna say, doesn't one of them takes 2 hands to use,
Right.
Yeah.
so you couldn't use both of them at the same time.
You could fire one, drop it, and then fire the other.
Right. Which is where the disadvantage comes into play.
Why would that be
It shouldn't
disadvantage?
be because it's not 2-weapon fighting.
It's because of the mimicry that Justin was showing me in his hands.
Okay.
But second of all, if he's like, they're 2 heavy crossbows, so they're big, and he's a halfling, so he's small, right? So if he fires one, drops it, and then unslings the second one to get it to his shoulder and fire, that's gonna take time and effort as well, right?
Yeah, but you can run and open and then slam a door. You can run and unsheath a sword or put a sword away and then do something else. Like, interacting with an object is free in a turn.
But I'm okay with all of that. So I'm still using my movements to keep up with my team. I'm just making sure that both of my heavy crossbows are loaded with my action and ready to go. That's all I'm doing.
So are you taking a ready action? Because I assume both of them were loaded.
No, they weren't loaded.
Okay.
I had to load them. So no, I'm it's not a ready action. I'm making sure my crossbows are ready to go, and I'm trying to keep up.
Okay, cool. You you see one of the guys pop his head around the corner, and he like starts to raise his rifle, and then he sees where he's at, and he lowers his rifle, and then just starts walking at a quick pace behind you guys. Jewel, back to you.
That's one of those.
Okay. So I kind of glance behind me, and I'm still like, are we running or are we fighting? No idea.
It's not my turn.
I mean,
There are some very posh people doing some very posh shopping around here.
yeah, and he seems to be trying to not make a big deal about. Okay, so he's definitely trying to make it look like he's following us, but he's not like actively about to shoot in the middle of a crowd, right?
Correct.
Okay, so I don't know if we're fighting or if we're running, and I don't know where to run if we're running. So I'm going to cast Sending to Osric. He's like the battle master, right?
Yes.
I'm going to say, hold on. Wait. Actually, who told us to go check on Lord Strangenfell? Was it Spurin? Was it Osric?
No, it was Osric. You guys came back to the guild house. You had information that this guy was doing dealings with the Pewter Kings, and this was a possible location of some of these brains in a jar. So that's why you went to go take a look at it.
Okay, I'm going to cast Sending. I'm going to say Strangenfell in charge, sent goons to chase us.
I'm going to yell, stuff in basement. Stuff in basement.
In basement. Whatever street we're on. So that's like 2 words. We're running. That's like 15. That's 15 words. I have no idea. I just want them to know that we're like what's happening and that we're running and that we're being followed, I guess.
We were running.
Nice.
Sorry. I always like stoop out whenever it comes to actually sending messages. Like I don't know what to say. 2 guys. 2 guys chasing us through Market District or whatever.
As soon as they invent the wizard version of texting, sending is not going to be a thing. No one likes to talk on the phone.
That is the thing. It's called Skywrite.
Really?
Can I
Mhm.
I activate Mantle of Inspiration again?
I don't know how many times can you activate it.
I don't think. I think it just uses an inspiration. I don't think that there's a limit on how many times I can do it.
Yeah, so if it
Correct.
spends one of your inspiration, then as many inspiration as you have, you can do it. Yeah.
And we
Sure.
get
Okay, so
further
I'm going to
away.
do it again, so we can all move our action. We can use our reaction to continue moving, and then I'm going to move my move speed again. So I move 60 feet.
Okay, so since you're not turning to fight these guys and you're doing that kind of a thing, you guys are going to quickly speed away at like much faster than they're able to keep up. Is that what the plan is? Because if that's what's going to happen, we'll drop out of combat as you guys get too far away for them to catch up.
Yeah. I was also looking for like a carriage or horses that we could hop on, a rickshaw with a warforge.
That's
All right. So we'll do that then. You activate this inspiration. You zip down the street. I'm assuming everyone's following you, and you jump into a carriage that's going the same direction, and it begins to pick off. So the two guys that were following you, the second guy comes around the outside edge of the alley. He slows to a stop as he sees that you guys are going to be getting farther and farther away, and they left their carriage on the other side of the street. So you guys take off, and we will drop out of combat. And congratulations, you got out of that without a scratch in your head.
yay.
Solved your puzzle.
Well, more importantly, without a scratch in our brain.
Osric says, "Right, we'll assemble a crew. We'll be down there shortly."
Should we have the carriage turn a corner and then jump out of that carriage and grab a different carriage going in another direction?
I mean, we should just jump out and hoof it. Probably.
Okay.
I mean, find something with hooves,
It's our hooves.
put hooves underneath us.
Yes.
Yeah.
Our own hooves.
To cover our tracks.
We should change our feet into hooves. Got it.
Yes.
Let's hoof it.
All right, and you guys begin hoofing it. Where are you guys headed now? You guys going back to the guild?
1000%.
All right.
Yes.
So we will jump cut to the guild. You guys are now in the main guild house. You see that there is assembled about 5 or 6 other adventurers from the night before, and Osric is also standing there, and he's beginning to have conversations and stuff like that with team members. So as he sees you guys come in, he looks up and he goes, "Oh, you made it. Good. Why don't you come over here and tell us what you know?"
He confessed. And I get all theatrical with my arms.
Yeah, I am going to open my mouth and start talking, and then you do that, and I just like step back to let you at it.
And then I take a seat cushion and stuff it under my shirt and sit down. And I get his old man voice as best that I can.
Oh, do your impression, please.
You would say on the leading edge of the operation.
That is bang on.
Inspiration.
Yes, several of my servants and guards are intellect devourers. I'm looking for reactions.
I'm nodding.
You can see that there's some shock that runs through the group as well. And Osric takes a very serious look on his face. Well, we could ask the city guard to assist in this, but they will want proof. You can vouch for it, and that should be good enough. But the wheels of justice are slow. It might take a bit before they assemble a strike team. Did he look like he was prepared to leave or go anywhere? He might take off.
Why don't you go down to my basement and I can get you involved?
He said that. He said he wanted to take us to his weird brain basement. Get us involved. Ugh.
That they're creating an
Oh,
army.
yes. Those brains and jars are what's going to be the army.
Well, then it looks like it's time for us to roll out on his place and go see what's in the basement ourselves.
But yeah,
do
let's
we have
get
the
the city
authority to
guard.
just storm somebody?
Well, I'll send a missive to the city guard and let them know. But like I said, this could take some time. And well, if we can find it already in there, we can use that as proof.
We can get there fast enough.
But also, they sent goons after us, so.
They are aware what we're up to.
It's even more of a reason to hurry, yes?
Yes.
All right, Jewel, you take your team. You'll head to the basement. The rest of us will follow behind, and we'll take the upper mansion.
Okay.
I wanted to rest. Looks like I'm a ranger today.
Yeah, I've used 12 spell points.
All right, team, listen up. There's a bunch of brain dogs in that house and people willing to defend it, and also maybe an army. So prepare for an army, right? We'll show them what the guild's made of. Let's go!
People who still have their brains.
And he runs outside to get the horses in the carriage.
Don't worry, guys. I haven't used any spell points yet today.
Thank God. Have Stennel.
So what do you guys want to do? You follow Osric?
Yeah.
Yes.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Yep.
All right. So you guys follow Osric out to a carriage, and within an hour or so, you guys are back at the place you left.
That sounds like short rest time.
Sitting in a carriage? Yeah, sure.
Meditate.
Yes. Oh, thank you, and amnesis.
So
I'll like it back,
this sounds very. What's that?
I said all I get back is my inspiration, and I think we all we lose our temporary hit point.
Yeah. This feels very much like how we went down into the Undercity and then ran back up and then came back with backup and then we ran into a mansion and we ran away.
We're cowards.
It's hit and run tactics.
Jewel is a coward. Jewel does not. She needs her hand to be held just a little bit while doing this because she does not have full confidence in herself.
Well, this isn't some adventure. It's not like we're running off into the wilderness looking for, snakes in the grass. This is this is our city. These are brain dogs. These are creepy things, and they're already here. It's like pulling away a panel in the wall, and then boom, mold. Right, mold everywhere. It's like opening up the bottommost hatch inside a ship, and it's rats. It's just full of rats. The rats swarm out, and they're chewing on people's toes.
What kind of ships are you running?
Well, when you're trying to sleep, yeah, if the rats are hungry enough. I mean, none of the ships I was on, just the stories that sailors tell to, make time pass. But you best start believing in ships with rat stories. You're in one.
Was this like that episode of Futurama with the giant brain where he goes in the books? Now I'm leaving Earth for no reason. No? Okay, got that.
I haven't seen that one.
You guys arrive outside of the mansion, and Osric disgorges the troops. The guard who is at the front of the gatehouse is missing. The gate is still closed, and there is a fairly large wall that is the front of here. Osric looks at you guys and says, Did you know about a back entrance?
I have no idea.
Nope, none. If there's a basement, maybe there's something from the basement
Good call. You go swing around the back. We'll assault the front. And whichever one of us starts first, we'll hear it, yeah?
Wait, so we're going around the back?
I guess.
We'll be more of a distraction at the front there, I'm sure.
Can I take like 20 seconds just to see if I can defeat this gate by main strength?
Sure.
Halfling bullet?
Halfling bullet.
Advantage on
It's been a while.
strength checks to break shit?
Go ahead.
Here we go.
1 and 2.
19.
19. You smack into the metal gate, and you start racking on it. And then you start yanking really hard. And then you start yelling, "Let me in!"
But it doesn't open. That's all I wanted. Let's try the back way.
Yep.
Let me in.
Yep.
And then I immediately let go, and I'm like, okay, let's go. And then we skip.
All right, so Stenel's skipping around the back. You guys follow?
Of course.
You guys go around to the back, and there is a gate back here as well.
I'm going to make my laser pistol into a pulse rifle.
Nice.
Does the gate slide open when we try it?
No.
That would have been amazing, though.
Is there a lock we can pick?
Yeah, there's a lock on it. You can try and pick it.
I guess if that pleases the DM.
Yeah, it pleases me. Pleases me fine.
Should it please the judge?
Okay. Well, that's it's plus dexterity plus proficiency.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's a 10. That's a 3 plus 4 plus 3.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just a simple gate lock though, so that's enough to do it, and it's like the minimum DC for it. So you're
Holy
screwing
crap.
around. Yeah, I didn't set this very high. You're screwing around with it, and the gate unlocks, and you begin to wheel it open. There's a gatehouse on this side of the yard as well. The back entrance to the mansion is kind of like a one of those like cobbled stone paths that lead up, and then there's a roundabout area, and it looks like there's stables off to the right hand side, and it looks like it would open up to like a French double doors that open into the back area. Off to your left would be probably a servant's house.
You mean Intellect Devourer's house?
I mean, now.
I'm going to send a cantrip message to the front of the house to say that we're in. I have
Right.
both message and sending.
We're nearby the entrance as well. We're just waiting for... Oh, I see movement. A second or two later, you hear the sound of a laser rifle go off.
Oh my.
Does anybody on our team have laser rifles
No.
I mean, I do.
besides
For
B?
B.
Shit.
Are there like there's a back entrance to the house, but there's a separate quarters for servants?
Yeah, it would be the servants' quarters. In some of these larger mansions as well, the kitchen itself was not attached to the house. And that could also be what that side building is.
But it's like a big fancy house, like had a small, less important baby. Got it.
Right. Exactly.
Should we check the baby house?
Or
I mean, it doesn't hurt real quick, I guess, just to make sure nothing comes behind us.
Okay.
I'm gonna run up to the baby house and I'm gonna kick the door in.
All right. As you run across the yard to the baby house, rolled a 14. What's your AC?
16.
16. A scarlet energy beam that comes from the third floor of the house blasts out and just sizzles past your head.
Ah, that's exciting.
Everyone roll me initiative.
Yay!
we run, right? We run. Oh,
Zigzag.
20.
Serpentine.
Sorry.
Wow.
Jewel, what you roll?
That will be 22 altogether because I rolled a nat 20. Wasted my only 20.
You beat me by 1.
You know what's stupid is that I never know what to do and I always go first.
Yep, that's pretty funny.
You should stop rolling so well on your initiative.
And maybe roll better on everything else. Thanks, Justin.
Bit of advice.
What did you roll? Stennel? 7? Okie dokie. Top of the round, Jewel. You see that Stennel had ran towards the small house and he had almost made it to the door when that scarlet energy beam comes shooting from one of the windows up near the top of the house there. It was pretty fast, so you know roughly it's like in a small area of like 3 or 4 windows.
If I look up there, I can't see a face though.
No.
And I couldn't tell exactly what window it came out of.
You have like 3 or 4 windows, but not exactly which one.
Cool. I don't have a target for anything. So sorry, I'm reading through all of my spells. Like there's something new is going to pop up. I'm going to. No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, Sean, if you're using the futuristic weapons I wrote, the laser is 1d12 fire.
Thank you. I was going to ask if I actually hit anything.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, so all the futuristic weapons I switched to elemental damage. All of them. And then the fire ones do 1 die higher, so 1d12 for the rifle, 1d8 for the pistol, and then the electricity ones have burst fire, which is like an area AoE attack.
Ooh.
But they do 1 die less, so 1d6 and 1d10.
So like name me off a burst fire weapon. What do you mean?
So it's something in the DMG. You select an area and it costs 10 ammo, I believe. And then they make a reflex save, and everything in the area takes normal weapon damage plus dex if they fail.
Cool. Awesome.
So you just spray a cube.
Gotcha. Yep. That will actually fit into one of my thought processes. So yay.
Yeah, so I'll find the burst fire rolls so you guys can keep going. I'll just copy paste it.
Yep. Jewel, what you doing?
I'm gonna hold a vicious mockery, I guess. And maybe if I can also move maybe closer to the house so that it's harder to get line of sight on me.
Mm-hmm. You're about 120 feet away from the back doors of the house.
Oh, okay. Is there anything I can kind of hide behind?
Open terrain except for in the roundabout, which is about 60 feet in front of you. There's like a little small raised like stone brickwork. There's a statue or two in there. So if you make it to that, you could crouch down, get partial cover.
I will start moving towards Stennel, I guess. I'll stick with Stennel.
All right, so you'd make it about halfway to Stennel. Stennel's by the house itself, and you're in open terrain.
Yep. I mean, what else am I going to do?
Okay, cool. That drops us to B. B, you're up.
What spell speed got? Is that 3rd floor where we were talking to that dude?
No, you were talking to him on the
Lord.
1st floor by the front of the building. But I was kind of more towards the side of the building, but closer to the front.
Do I have an approximate idea where that blast could have came from?
One of the 4 windows on the 3rd floor they're grouped together.
I'm gonna yell, Jewel, do you want cover?
Maybe implied. I get hit a lot.
Okay. So I'm going to use minor illusion to make a thick smoke cloud, a wall of smoke in front of Jewel. Pop smoke.
All right. So you pop smoke. Oh, what's it look like?
It just looks like that Milky Way starry galaxy.
And how big is it? Is it 5 feet square or?
Yeah. I think it would just need to be 5 feet on two sides because it can fill up a 5 foot square.
Okay. So it kind of like runs.
It's just enough to block
Yeah.
line of sight.
All right, cool. So that blocks Jewel, but it doesn't cover Stenel or yourself.
Nope.
All right, awesome.
I just don't want Jewel to get shot.
Yeah, gotcha. All right, and are you gonna move anywhere?
Against the wall of the main house and get as close to the servants' quarters as I can.
All right, so the servants' quarters is about 60 feet off to your left, and the main house 120 feet straight ahead.
Oh, that's big property.
Right.
And
the roundabout
okay, so
60
then,
feet straight ahead as well. So you'd hit the roundabout first, and then go around the roundabout to make it to the main house.
Sure. Well, I will run as far as I can, dive, and then lay prone and look up at the windows.
Okay. So you do that. You're about 30 feet out. You dive and lay prone pretty much in the grass.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Stenel, I rolled a 14 again as another scarlet bolt of energy comes shooting from the windows. B, since you're watching, go ahead and roll me a perception check to see if you can spot the exact window it came from.
21.
You spot the exact window it came from. The bolt zips past your head, burning into the grass in front of you.
Have I not been like turned to look yet?
No, you're still running on your previous action. It's just been over your head. Everything's going real fast.
Gotcha.
Stenel, it is now your turn.
I'm gonna sort of turn to look in the direction of these zippy Bernie sounds. Like that sounds aggressive. So I'm gonna abandon the servants' quarter since the baby house isn't attacking me, and I'm gonna start moving towards the big house, not at a sprint because I want to hold action with an attack, but I do want to get closer to the house.
Okay, doke.
God
So
damn
you'll
it.
still be out in the open as you move closer to the house.
I'm okay with that.
All right.
I'm a small target.
All right. The house stands up on its legs and attacks you.
No.
No, I'm just kidding.
Is that a Baba
No.
Yaga? Is that what that's called?
It's Baba Yaga's
Baba
hut.
Yaga's hut.
Yeah.
Or just a really big mimic.
Yeah. All right. So
That too.
top of the round, Jewel, you are up. You're standing behind a smoke screen. You saw Stenel like come to a halt about 10 feet by the door of the smaller house as another energy beam comes zipping past his head, and he turns and he starts running towards the house out of your line of sight as he gets, behind where the wall of cover is for you.
I look at the camera like Jim from The Office. And then I will run through the smoke screen towards the house using all of my movement. I will cast Mantle of Inspiration so that everybody can use their reaction to move their movement. So I will move 30 feet and then 60 feet, and then I will use my action to run another 30 feet. Because that's what I said, fuck during. Is I should have just used my action to run 50 feet instead of holding fish to the 30 feet. So I'll run 90 feet towards the house.
So you come bursting through that glorious smoke screeny thing. It kind of trails off you a little bit as your feet barely touch the ground, and like sparks of glitter and dirt come ripping out from behind you as you come Naruto running across the grass towards the house there.
Absolutely.
Is anyone else using their reaction to run?
Yes, please.
All right, so you're about 30 feet away from the house now, and B, are you doing that?
Yeah, I use 15 to get up and then move.
You're about
15.
15 feet away from the roundabout, so you're the farthest behind.
Okay.
Stenel and Jewel are tied with where they're at. As you see them just flying across the ground there. B, you are up.
Can I still see the person in the window?
Yeah. You can see that he was tracking Stenel, and then and you can see that his rifle is still pointed towards Stenel. Stenel's running across the ground.
Pew pew.
Right.
I'm a sharpshooter.
Okay, so that ignores partial cover, right?
Well, I always ignore anything other than total cover.
Right. Okay. So that's just
yeah. Sharpshooter is -5 to attack, plus 10 to damage, and I rolled a 20.
And you rolled a 20, so you hit the target.
So it's D10, 2D10. Only the dice are doubled anyway.
For the critical hit.
Sorry, braining.
Why do you say that like it's a bad thing?
I know.
You critted, baby.
Yeah, but between sharpshooter and my charisma, I do plus 15 more damage.
Oh, you want to double that.
Just take
but
what
it's
you get.
28.
That's really good.
28 points of damage?
28 points of damage, yeah. For the first hit.
He is still alive.
I will roll again. 19.
That hits as well.
Do one of these. 1, 11, 16 damage.
He's still alive, but he's hurt pretty bad. The bullets smack into the window, and you can see like blood spray from his chest as it rips into
It is
him.
bolts of electrified plasma.
The bolts of electrified plasma burns through him as he lies there in agony. Do you wish to move?
Yeah, I'm going to get closer to the house. And then double check the servants' quarters real quick.
Okay. As you pop your head back towards the servants' quarters, you see that there's a servant who has opened the door and like popped out his head, and he sees what's going on, and you can see just like shocked, scared look on his face.
And I yell, "There's somebody at the baby house."
Alrighty. Stenel, he rolled a 24 to hit you.
Wait, he's still shooting?
Yeah, it's his turn.
Okay, that hits.
For 12 points of fire damage.
I take it on the chin.
Oh, your face explodes.
I take it on the shoulder, chin.
Scarlet energy races out. It burns into your shoulder, and you see him now like roll the duck out of the window.
But I can see the window, right?
Yeah, you can see the window.
Cool. So I was holding a ready action for an attack, correct?
Correct.
Good. So what exactly for a strong little halfling barbarian would be the throw range on a grenade?
Probably 60 feet.
Funny, because if you look at the calculator
Yeah,
that I have up,
that's within range. Yeah.
So
yeah,
it's 60 feet in the DMG.
Yeah.
So just to let everybody know, for the very first time since high school, I used Pythagorean's theorem for something to calculate how far the third floor window is going to be.
And you might too. Pay attention to math, kids.
Thank you, 8th grade math teacher, whoever
That
you were.
A2 plus B2 equals C2?
Yes, it is.
Hit it.
So I calculated the distance of the hypotenuse to be 58.309518948453 feet. But obviously Stenel didn't do that. He's just kind of eyeballing it with his tongue stuck out of his corner, the corner of his mouth a little bit, and then he pulls the pin on a grenade and throws.
Roll to attack.
What's the? In a reckless attack.
You can't recklessly attack.
Why not?
Because it's a ranged weapon. You got to recklessly attack melee.
Oh, okay. All right.
I don't think you need to roll an attack roll for a grenade.
Yeah, you do. Because what if he misses and it hits the side of the window and bounces back?
Can throw a grenade at a point 60 feet away. It doesn't say you need to make an attack roll in the DMG.
Nope. The
That
DM
means
is
they have
saying
to-
you need to make an attack roll to see if it bounces back.
Okay.
So he has
Okay,
to make
yeah.
an attack roll and they have to make a dex save throw. So that's like 2 points that they could win.
Yeah, what's the AC of the window?
It was gonna be just like a 10. I was just curious to see if it bounces back.
Oh, fair enough. I do not want this to bounce
Yeah,
back.
it's a big enough window. It's not really that big of an issue.
Well, that is a 13, but with my my modifier on range stuff, that's a 15.
So no problems whatsoever.
Crashes through the window?
Yeah, it throws in the it makes it into the window.
Woo!
And then it detonates.
What's the damage on that?
I don't know what the hell's the. Oh wait, never mind. There it
So
is.
it's 5d6 in the DMG, but I nerfed it to 4d6. So either one.
What is it, DM?
Well, we'll do the 46 since we're running off of Jeremy's rules with everything.
There are 2 1s on that.
That's a bummer.
Yeah. But that's 11 damage.
Oh.
You don't get to see this, but the inside camera angle shows the room as the sniper rolls away from the window from the firing from B. And then you see the grenade just barely make it inside the lip and then explode, shrapnel ripping apart the inside of the room. And the sniper lies dead for about half a second before a brain dog appears on his chest and then begins to scuttle away off camera.
Yay?
Stenel, it is now your turn.
Ow. Well, let's keep going. But I'll be like focusing my eyes on that window in case that gun reappears. But I'm gonna keep running towards the house. Hey, I can't believe that thing worked. Do you see that throw?
All right, you hit the double doors. It opens up to what looks like a large kitchen area, and this massive table that spreads out before you, and there's a handful of doors that lead off of the outside of it. The doors themselves, the double doors, open wide. What do you wish to do?
Oh, it's me.
Yeah, it's still you.
I am kind of hungry, and it is a kitchen. But focus. Okay, so I'll I'll train a heavy crossbow in front of me, but I'll walk into the room.
All right, so you begin moving slowly into the room in front of you.
Yes.
We're gonna still keep the combat rolls that we did, but we'll do a kind of narrative right now. There's still combat going on, but we'll break away from the actual combat action since there's no one to attack or kill anything like that. So, Jewel and B are moving up from behind you guys. They both make it to the kitchen with you guys there. You can hear that there's gunfire and the sounds of like magic going off towards the front of the mansion. What do you guys wish to do?
I want to see what that servant's doing at the servant quarters.
You spin your head back around to watch the servant, and they have ducked back into the servant's quarters.
I guess just close unlock the door.
You close the door, then flip the lock.
What's Jewel doing?
So we're in the kitchen. I'm going to move to the far door that moves closer or further into the house and peek through.
So there's like a long hallway, and then there's a couple of doors that lead off of this room here. One to your left, one that's like forward and to your left, and then one that's far across the room on the right hand side.
Whichever one. So I just want to move towards the front of the house.
Okay. You make it to the hallway then, and as you peek down the hallway, you can see that there is two of your on the other end of the hallway. There's two of your companions, and they are engaged in sword fights with several of the servants.
Okay, I will start running that direction.
Basement.
Do we want to go to the basement?
We're supposed to.
Yeah, that's what the task we were
Okay,
given.
then.
I mean, you can take a pot shot and keep going.
Okay, I will aim at one of the servants and try to shoot one crossbow, and then I will move towards the door. I think the basement's in. Yeah.
Cool. You've grown up in rich places. You've seen houses of similar design. The door farthest to the right is probably the one that leads into like a cold storage or basement area.
Okay, I will.
But first, make the pot shot.
Okay, I rolled a 7 plus 3, so 10.
It comes zipping through the guys fighting and doesn't hit anybody.
I couldn't have made that shot if I tried. Okay, and then I will move towards the door that I think the basement is in. And try to open it.
All right. It opens, and it does have steps that lead down.
Steps. And if I have any more movement, I'll start moving down the steps.
Most of the fighting is going to be contained towards the front of the house. So, and the brain dog that would have been sniping you and moving down is going to actually run into your companions first. So we're going to go ahead and drop out of combat, and you guys can now freely move or do what you like.
I was going to ask if I could also take a pot shot.
Yeah, you can go ahead and make a pot shot too.
So are there 2 or 3?
There's 2 servants and
more?
2 of your guys fighting them.
Okay. Can I use the burst fire thing without hitting my own guys if I like aim for their ankles?
They're too swirled up in melee. And where they're positioned, you're going to clip one or the other.
Okay. I'll just go for it then.
Okay,
Normal
cool. Go ahead and roll the AoE then.
Oh, no. I meant normal rolls.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to shoot our own people.
I thought, I'm just going to go for it then, man.
No, 18 to hit.
That hits.
Okay. 16 damage.
All right, you see it rip into the servant, and the servant begins to slouch, and then the adventurer grabs their arm, yanks it back, and drives a sword through him, and rips it out. The body of the servant begins to crumple. The adventurer looks at you, nods, winks, and then a brain dog leaps out of the body.
Oh no. I'm going to use my second attack to shoot the brain dog, but I rolled a 1.
It zips past the brain dog.
What about my pot shot?
Yeah, you can take a pot shot.
I came in with a heavy crossbow up and ready to go.
Yeah, you can take a pot shot, sure.
I'll be like, it's okay, Jewel. Not everybody's cut out for crossbow work. Oh shit, that's an 18 to hit.
That hits. Roll damage.
It's 8 damage.
You see it hit the leg of the intellect devour, and you see it shake it a little bit as it attacks the hero there.
You know what I don't want to do is leave 2 adventurers alone with an intellect devour.
Oh,
Like
God.
everyone here's going to be intellect devourers.
Yeah. We should save them. Save them.
We have an assignment to do though, and there's another Well, we don't know that though. Heck, I'm gonna yell at Jewel. Assignment or brain dog?
I mean, when I made the same choice, you guys were like, we were supposed to go to the basement.
Okay.
I'm gonna stay to fight the brain dog.
Okay. I'll go Jewel.
All right, so B moves to go to Jewel. And you see the one adventurer is still fighting the servant. The brain dog leaps and rakes its claw at the second adventurer. And then you suddenly see the second adventurer grab his head and reel backwards and then just stop and fall to the ground. So now I guess we go ahead and roll another initiative check.
This initiative actually really matters. So come on, dice.
And I'll let you roll.
14.
8. Jewel, what you roll?
8.
B, what you roll?
9.
Hey, brain dog goes first.
No.
All right, Jeremy, real quick question for you.
What?
An intelligence contest, that's just them rolling intelligence against each other, right?
Yes, but it's dumb because the adventurer's intelligence is currently 0, so they get -5 to the roll.
Gotcha. So they roll the die, they -5 from it, and then they hope they roll better than the plus
Yeah,
one.
it's just a.
Okay, well,
Yep.
we'll see what happens.
It's super dumb.
The adventurer rolled a 14, and the brain dog rolled a 12.
Oh,
So it survives this one round.
Oh man.
Jesus. All right. So Stenel, you rolled a 14. The brain dog rolled a 15. So you are next up in initiative roll.
Well, I'm gonna draw my frosty badger sword and I'm gonna charge that brain dog. Like the world's just gonna focus on this one thing. As I slip into a rage to recklessly attack this thing.
All right, roll reckless 8.
I'm gonna bring the full force of Stenel down on this thing.
All 36 pounds.
It's all muscle. That is a dirty 20.
That hits. Roll damage.
Oh gosh, gotta refresh myself as to what my damage is. 7 is 19 damage.
And that's enough to kill it.
Oh, thank goodness.
What?
I run it through.
Well, he'd already heard it from the crossbow bolt from before.
Oh.
You run up, you run it through. The frost rolls down your blade on the brain. You see it like, and you can't actually hear it, but you can like feel it in your brain, and then it like frosts over and shatters.
And then I'm gonna turn to the
Yes.
Oh, what was that?
Said yes.
Yes.
Go Stenel.
Then I'm gonna pull the sword out in a flourish and use it to attack the other house servant.
Okay, go ahead and roll to attack.
Just with a tiny little badger cry. Dirty 20. Hey,
Okay, that hits. Roll damage.
thank you, advantage. Okay, that is a 22
Points of damage.
Yeah, that was a 10 on the D10, a 6 on the D6, a 1 on the other D6 plus 5.
All right, so the servant is back to you as he's catching the blade of the adventurer when suddenly you ram it through him and you see his, and then your blade comes out and you have this like snarling, fierce look on your face as the body crumples to the ground. You should do anything else?
Stomp on his head.
So what is the D&D version of teabagging? No, I've got way more self-respect than that. I'm just gonna like make eye contact with the adventurer who was locked in combat and just give him a sharp nod,
Nice.
Oh, Stenel the head.
And then
Oh,
a
that
brain
was-
dog appears on the chest of the servant.
Yeah, that was both of my attacks. So
Oh.
And it's actually next up on the initiative roll, so it's going to attack the person who's still fighting it. He hits his very minimal claw damage, and the guy rolls a save, and he passes the save.
whew.
Yep. Yeah, you see the brain dog leap at him, and then he kind of catches it, and then it's his turn, and he attacks the brain dog, and he just like catches one of the claws, and forces it back a little bit, and brings the blade down rapidly. 2 of the legs come severing off, and then he stabs it, and it kind of like does that little like, crumply splay thing before it falls over dead. He removes it from his blade. And he nods back at you. And then he crouches down to his companion, starts like picking him up as if he's going to get him out of there.
Yeah, get him to safety. Get him to.
Right, I'm going to bring him outside and then come back. The rest are upstairs in the mansion. Did you guys find the basement yet?
Maybe. I turn around to look to see if Jewel and B are there.
Jewel and B, you are at the basement door. Since you've
open
killed
and
both
they're
the brain
set.
dogs now, we're going to drop back out of combat.
Shoo.
What do you guys wish to do?
I will lead the way.
I wouldn't go without Stenel. If Stenel ran back
Yeah.
into it, I wouldn't go down the stairs. So even
All right, so
after
I'll go down
even
the
after the
stairs.
whole conversation with B, it's like if Stenel ran the opposite direction, I would follow Stenel.
Stenel, you go back to him then? Since we're out of combat.
Of course, yeah.
All right, so you see Stenel come trotting around the corner with this big-ass feral grin on his face.
Dude, what the heck?
Oh, none of our guys got brain eaten. So
I thought the one guy did.
well, it didn't like take its like it didn't go into him. Like it just
Oh.
gave him the blast. And then I'll use the back of my hand to pat B, like B here.
Okay.
So
A shudder.
he'll be okay.
Okay.
You
Well,
guys
let's-
head into the basement?
Yeah, let's go.
Yes.
You guys begin moving down the stairs of the basement. It's, just standard stairs, but as you go about halfway down, they turn into stone work, and the walls seem to change as well. And it gets very cold very quickly as you begin moving down these stairs. And it goes a lot farther than you would imagine that the stairwell should have been. It's lighted with sconces along the way. And then when you make it to the back, it opens up into a larger chamber where you see there's several crates nearby. It opens up in front of you. There's this ground mist that is about ankle high flowing across the floor. And far off in the distance, you hear some strange, like, machinery noises, and you can see some green glowing lights.
Is there anything around besides just cavern and mist and sconces?
Like I said, there's crates and stuff, so it's hard to see all the way
Mm.
across the room. You'd have to make your way closer to it. But aside from that, you don't see any people or anything like that.
Yeah, sure. I'll stealth.
Right. Go ahead and roll a stealth check. Yeah, in fact, all of you guys roll a stealth check. We'll do a
Trying to
group
be
stealth
quiet.
check.
8.
Jewel.
17.
21.
All right. All right. Cool. So as a group, you guys stealthily move forward, creeping past the crates, moving from like one stone tower to another. As you get closer, you can see the lights getting a little bit brighter, and there's like these tubes that are snaking across the ground that you can barely see through the swirling mist are around your feet. And you come around the corner there at the very end, and it opens up into a larger round circular area. And it's an echo of what you saw in the farmhouse against the hobgoblins. There's this large, almost like vat hanging from the ceiling, and there's tubes that run down to it. But these are hooked up into smaller, like crate boxes, and you see like the liquid flowing into it. And standing there in the center of the room is Lord Strangenfell, as he's pointing and adjusting and talking to two other servants that are moving quickly to the crates, and you can see them adjusting dials. And there's several green lights that glow. And as you guys sneak up and are getting close and crouched by the crates themselves, you see Lord Strangenfell turn around and look at you, or at least look in your direction.
Ah, I see you have arrived. You can come out now. No reason to remain hidden back there. I wanted to show you what you could join.
I don't want to step out from hiding,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna in the shadows, in the stealth. I know I rolled an 8, but like I'm gonna scowl at him, give him the middle finger.
I step out with my rifle forward and do a scan of the room.
You don't see anybody else hiding or behind any of the crates. The servants completely ignore it and keep doing their thing. And Lord Strangenfell looks at you and he goes,
Oh, good. You have come out. Yes, I wanted to show you what joining could bring. Come forward just a little bit more.
I pull the other grenade out of my pouch. I'm ready, but I start moving forward with B.
Yeah, sure. I'll inch forward out of nothing else but macabre curiosity.
You see, if you join us, you can benefit from many of our unique advances. Oh, I suppose I should tell you who us is.
and he reaches over to like a jewel on one of his rings and he twists it. And as it does, he shimmers and then appears as a mind flare standing directly in front of you.
What?
Will the adventurers survive their encounter with the mind flare?
No.
Will they find out what's inside those crates? Do they want to know? Find out next time on Total Party Guild. But before we go, a message is from our cast and crew.
You suck, Sean. That's my message. You suck.
That's my
God damn
message.
it.
Hi, it's Vanessa, the only one that stayed hidden. The only one that's probably still alive. So check us out on social media. It might still be run by us, or it might just be run by Sean, because he's a mind flayer. Also, this is going to be dropping on the 21st. It's a double drop because our first episode was like 10 minutes. So we are teaming up with Retronomapod to cross-promote each other. They're a really cool podcast that focuses on their huge game collections and different scores that they've got throughout the weeks, like on eBay and game stores and stuff. They talk about a lot of old TV shows and movies, and near and dear to my heart as an ex-employee, they do talk a little bit about Blockbuster and the one remaining Blockbuster in Oregon.
And they share our love for the retro and the new wave.
Absolutely. So you should check them out.
Yeah.
We'll put their link in our show notes. And after this, we're going to play their trailer. So stick around and give it a listen.
They're definitely our kind of nerds, for sure.
I would also like to thank MB Pardue for giving us a review on the podcast. Thank you so much for your kind words. We love hearing those kinds of things. And if you also send in a review on podcast, we'll mention your name as well. And I want to make sure we brought up MP Pardue again, because just being stuck on the cursed episode would be bad. So here we are in a fresh, non-cursed episode. Thank you again for your kind word.
Double mention for luck.
And while you guys are at it, rate, review, subscribe, put it in a chain letter, and make 8 other people forward it to 8 other people.
And if you'd like to learn more about Arosa, the cast, the characters, or anything in between, check us out at totalpartyguild.com, where you can learn about all of that and more.
And remember, a guild of many defeats more monsters. Party on!
Party on!
Party on.
Do you like nostalgia? Do you like pop culture? Then we might have the podcast for you. Join us each and every week on the Retronomapod, as we discuss nostalgia and pop culture from our past, present, and future. With me, your host, Toby.
And me, Rick, and we welcome you to the Retronomapod.
Find us on all major podcast platforms and on Facebook. Just search Retronomapod.